Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Echo, and as a community, you've all been requesting that we check out the Magic Addon created by Pixelbiester. This addon is priced at 990 Minecoins, which is £4.99, roughly $6. The description says, the Magic Addon allows you to master Arcane Infusion to craft and modify your own spells. Entirely new magic crafting system. Craft and enhance 20 unique spells, more than 800 dynamic spell variants, 15 animated staffs, 3 magical armor sets to dye and enchant. So this one definitely caught my attention this week, and you guys want to see if it's going to be worth its price tag. There is a couple of magic themed add-ons on the Minecraft marketplace, but let's see how this one compares. Let's see if it's worth the price tag. The file size of this add-on is 4 megabytes. So this is by far the most advanced magical add-on we have on the Minecraft marketplace. And honestly, the abilities are phenomenal. If I had some feedback for the creators, I don't think their guidebook does a very good job in guiding or teaching you with how this add-on works. With that being said, I feel this add-on would benefit from a wiki or some pictures just teaching you how things work. With that being said, I'm going to do my very best to teach you how things work, and I will place a bunch of timestamps on today's video. So once you do have this installed in a new or pre-existing world, you are going to be given the Magic Guidebook. Now, this is a massive wall of text. We have the introduction, craft, modify, and assemble spells through the power of arcane mana. Now, they do have a tutorial. They do have crafting, config, and about. If you need to get in contact with the creators, this is going to be the best way to do it. Probably best to reach them on their Discord. For those of you wondering if this does support PvP, the answer is yes. You can enable PvP with this, or you can simply have this off. You're also able to alter the base player's mana, make it go higher, make it go lower. I'm going to keep this on what they had as default. Overall add-on damage scaling at 100%. You could take this all the way to 150 if you wanted to. You could have this as low as 50. So fully customizable. Would recommend starting with their recommended settings first time around. So inside of the tutorial, it starts to teach you about the magic devices, because you're going to need a magic workbench. Then you're going to need this. Is that a magifier and glyph press? Hopefully I'm saying that right. You then need to learn about the mana harvesting, the condenser, etc. Don't worry, like, the wall of text seems a lot more confusing than these things actually are. So one thing I did like about this add-on is it's not all inside of this crafting table. Only one thing is going to be, which for me is the best way to do add-ons, especially when there's so much content to go through. So we need to make this custom crafting table. It's made with oak planks. It's made with amethyst shards. You're going to need a lot of shards in today's add-on and some iron ingots. So we'll grab all of the needed materials, open up a crafting table, tap on craftable, and you're able to make the magic workbench. Crafts magic devices. I also like the tooltip basically saying what each thing does in today's add-on. Go ahead and place this on the ground. Now, when you tap on this, tap on all, you can see all of the craftable items. As a top tip here, 2 recommended things that you are going to need a lot of. Number 1 is going to be these pipes. You're going to need a lot of mana pipes. You have to take mana from one location to another. As an advantage, you do get a lot per one crafting, which is nice to see. And the other one is going to be this item, the mana meter. This way you can detect if things are actually working correctly. That little bit of smoke over there is actually working. 2 other popular items that you're going to need besides the magic workbench is, like I said, these 2. Best to get them both crafted. This is made with a bunch of iron, amethyst shards, and paper. Open this back up and you're able to make the magifier. If we place this down and open this up, this is going to be your gateway to getting essence, which is going to be used for crafting the powerful magical effects. This is also going to be for crafting your staff base, which obviously you're going to need for your staffs, and also your armor However, you'll notice we can't craft armor straight away because we have to make the magic cloth. We will get into all of that, but after this, we need to make the next one. The recipe here is going to require smooth stone, iron, and a block of amethyst. And this will allow you to make the press, place this down. And this is where we once again start to get into the magical stuff. And you can see all the recipes here. So I'm not going to show you all of the recipes in today's video, but we have to make that. And I think I was going to show you guys a base one here. Yes. So to make yourself the base one, you need smooth stone and clay balls. And then you're going to have to use the basic spell glyph base inside of here with a whole bunch of different recipes. So I think this goes in here, that goes there, and that goes there, and can make you the Arc version. So I would recommend stacking up a whole bunch of these, especially if you want to mess around with a bunch of these spells. So let's start to learn about mana. This is going to be one of the most important aspects of today's add-on. You can find this in your tutorial, in your magic devices. Let's go with the mana harvesting here. It says arcane altars are fueled by mana, collected with a mana harvester. To get one working, you need to set it up with a scope and connect it to the mana tank via mana pipes. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if somebody said that to you, it doesn't really make too much sense. But again, you need to learn not only about the harvester. The condenser is one of the most important things. The mana condenser consumes amethyst shards directly to produce mana as an alternative method. In my opinion, this is the more manual method. I tried to hook it up with a hopper. It simply did not work. It says, like the mana harvester, it needs a connection to a mana tank via the mana pipes. And the actual tank itself is going to be one of the most important things. So this right here is going to be your mana tank. It's made with gold. It's made with glass. This is going to be your condenser. Don't feel like I needed to show you the recipes, and I did go ahead and show you the mana pipes. Now, I already have one set up over here, but we're going to simply break this down and start again. But before we get into this, which is more of the automated system, and if we tap this over here, it shows us that we have 3,000 out of 3,000 mana inside of there. Let's start with the more manual one. You are going to need a condenser. You're going to need a bunch of pipes. Again, you only need a handful of these, but if you want to work on a bigger scale, you're going to need more. And you're going to need this, which is the mana tank block, but you're going to need a few of these. Now, the best thing to start with is going to be the condenser. A couple of blocks away. I mean, you could do this a couple of blocks away to test to start off with. Place down one of these, but you're going to have to place down a couple on top. Now, in doing so, you'll notice that it gets bigger. This can go 4 high, and that's it. In fact, can it go higher? Yeah, 4 high is the highest you're able to go with this in terms of one tank. But you can connect them all together. Breaking the bottom means that you can pick everything up. Tap on the floor at this. Now, you can take these in a whole bunch of different directions, by the way. This is all connected, so obviously we don't need these. And these are now connected. So this is going to be for the amethyst shard one, which is where we would now need to get ourselves a couple of amethyst shards, which I seem to have forgotten. So we'll do /give at P, and we'll do amethyst shard. We'll do 64 here. So this is, like I said, going to be the more manual one. If we tap on this, smoke particles are now going to turn up, and mana is going to start to appear in here. But one shard only gives you so much mana at a time. Eventually, this is going to stop. Sadly, you can't hook this up with a hopper from my testing. We'll try it again here, /give at P, and we'll do a hopper here. It'd be pretty cool if you could just put that on top and then put like these inside, and it could automatically feed it. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So I would then have to keep tapping this and filling this all the way up. And if you tap on this, it's going to show you how much we have in here. 2, 4. One more time. We now have 2, 6, etc. And if you wanted to extend these, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's now connected. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. Oh, we'll just leave it at that one for now. What we're going to do is we're going to connect this, wait for this one to get full, and it should start to work on the next tanks. So we'll keep making sure this is full. It's nearly at the highest amount. Let's double check with this. Okay, so we got a little bit more to do here. This is now at the highest amount. So one of these is going to start to fill up. It's best to have a bunch of mana tanks, but nobody wants to stand there doing this. So there is a better method. And that better method is going to require the mana harvester. It's also going to require the flora scope. You're going to need a bunch more pipes. And you're also going to need this. But the secret ingredients is actually going to be plants. Dandelion, poppies, anything else. Anything that's classed as flora, basically, right? So what we want to do once again is place this down. We're then going to set up this with a flora on top, but it needs to be the base. My apologies, not this one. So mana base on the bottom. Flora needs to go onto the top, and they're now connected right here, right? But this isn't going to produce anything until these are linked together. So what we need to do is once again get these hooked up perfectly fine. We now need a dandelion. So if we place this down and then go ahead and tap on this, it's recognizing these. Now, I think it's a 16 space radius. So the more you have, the more that this is going to produce, right? So if we now hit this again, this means that this can produce mana, and that's now flashed. So we're now going to hook this up to another one of these, and this will happen and just keep producing mana continuously, rather than just very, very slowly. I think you still might need to get this fired up with an amethyst shard, but this won't stop now. You don't have to keep tapping on this like we did with the other one. As you can see, the condenser is busy, and this should stay busy permanently. Again, we're going to get a whole bunch of these because this is going to produce our mana for us that eventually is going to end up in here. And as you can see, it started to happen. This one pinged, and it went inside of here. This is where you can, and I would recommend setting up a whole entire bunch of these. Hold on, let's just break this. But yeah, you have to deal with this before you can enjoy the next parts. Now, if you are a creative player and you just wanted to check this add-on out generally, don't worry, I've got you covered. The creators did come up with some really cool ideas for creative players. But throughout today's add-on, if you just keep an eye on these, a bunch of them should actually fill up. I would say this is quite slow compared to this one, but it's automatic. One final method is going to be more of a nighttime experience. So it's best to have all of these set up, in my opinion. Now, for this one, you are going to need the mana tanks. You're also going to need the moonlight scope. You're also going to need the mana harvester base and more pipes. So once again, go ahead and place this down. Go ahead and place this on top. They are now connected. And obviously, create yourself as many different tanks as you want. That's also now connected. And it needs to be nighttime in order for this to work. But I'll keep an eye on this for a second, because I'm not entirely sure, actually, if it also needs some kind of condenser. But I will keep an eye on it. Can confirm it does not. This one just flickered, and in doing so, it produced a little bit of mana. So, like I said, obviously in Minecraft Survival, we have day and night cycles. So it would be best to have a whole bunch of these set up. Now that you understand the basics behind mana, let's get into the more exciting things. Because the next thing we are going to learn is going to be the altar basics, staff making, spells, and modifying, and a whole bunch more. So the actual altar itself is, as it says, before using an arcane altar, connect it to mana pipes, which I will show you. Now, this is all about the infusion of items, combining your spells and staffs together to then have the ability to shoot your wands at other players, for example, right? So to make this, you are going to need smooth stone, amethyst crystals, gold, and an amethyst block. Has to be done inside of the workbench. This is the arcane altar. We're just going to place it down for now. Now, like I said, for creative players, there is a better method for this. Right now, this doesn't do anything at all. You are going to need a couple more things with this. The item you're going to need next is going to be the arcane pedestal. Now, you're going to need a few of these, by the way. So I would recommend making 5. 5 amethyst shards. Open this, and you can make the actual pedestals themselves, and this is what they look like on their own. They don't typically do anything at all. Now, with all the knowledge that I've previously taught you, we have mana coming from both methods. We have it coming from the condenser with the flowers into this. We obviously have it the manual way, going into all of these as well, but that's more tedious. There is many different ways you can set this up, right? But I'm going to show you the way that I think is best. So inside of the Arcane altar itself, it basically says there should be between 3 and 5 pedestals around the altar. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in the middle. I was doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, that's kind of the max level. They might increase it in the future. But right now, this isn't currently active, and that is because we need to hook it up with mana. Now, before we do this, if we go to tutorial, crafting, and altar at the bottom, each Arcane Infusion draws 1,000 mana, so you are going to need a decent amount of mana on this occasion. So we're going to hook both of these up here, and in doing so, this is going to make a really, really cool noise. It's kind of getting charged up. It's now electrified. And what I'll do on this occasion is I'll get rid of these for now and just show you guys that this is now powered up. This is now ready to be used for you to infuse all of your items to make yourself the staffs and all the magic abilities. So you first off have to start with your spells. Go to crafting, tap on spells, go to a fire spell, for example. There's quite a few of each one. Fireball, Pyro, Firebolts, Fiery Spin, Tornado, and Comet. Let's start with this one. Now, inside of here, it's going to explain how to fuse things together. You're going to need the Arc Glyph, and you're also going to need Amethyst Shards. However, it's pointless making spells if you don't have a staff. There is Flame Core, Phoenix, Sun, Frost Core, Zypher, Vortex, Storm, Serpent, Tempest, Terracore, Crystal. There's a whole bunch of different ones on offer. Let's start with the top one. So to make this at level 1, you're going to need to infuse the gold ingots ×2, fire crystal, coal, and flint. You're going to need a base as well. So what we need is to grab the items, which is going to be all of these. If you want to make yourself the base, it's going to be done inside of there. There's only one base from my understanding. It's made with logs and made with crystals. Amethyst shards. And also to get yourself the specific essence, whether it be the storm, the earth, the fire, the frost, or the twilight, you're going to need all, again, shards, and then mostly the middle item changes besides the essence one, which is the Twilight Essence Crystal, which needs Dragon's Breath and Glowstone Dust. So you now need to go ahead and place these inside of here, right? Go ahead and place them in. Now, the last way to do this, I want to quickly show you something here because I don't think this is going to work as an item. I just want to show you when it doesn't work. We'll take this item out. If I try and put dirt in there, it basically says it doesn't work. So there is only a select amount of items that are actually going to work. After that is done, tap on this. It's now going to fuse together, and you now have access to this. But as you can currently see, it doesn't currently do anything, right? We've just got the basics. And that is because it doesn't currently have any form of magic on it. And that's where you now need to basically start working with this and fusing everything together once again. There is a lot of steps in this add-on, but I promise you it will be worth it. I'll show you this one more time. The next one requires Frost Essence. This one needs 2 iron, lapis, and packed ice, plus this. So we now have 2 separate ones of these, depending on what kind of magic you want to mess with. So let's make the basic one. We need to infuse a fire rune with Arc Glyph and Amethyst Shards ×2, which is basically what I explained before. Let's grab the needed items. Now, this only needs 3, so for the time being, I'm going to break these 2 just to obviously get rid of the confusion. I'm going to place this here with this and this, and then place that there, and this is now going to give us the actual orb spell. Now, I will be here forever teaching you how to make every single one. Each and every single spell recipe is going to be inside of here. If you wanted to learn how to make... Excuse me, horse. If you wanted to learn how to make the pyro one, go to fire, go to pyro. This would need the rune again. This would need the touch glyph, but it would also need the amethyst shards. You do need a lot of them. Now that you have the fireball spell, place this in there, place down your staff, and finally, your staff has now been fused. So if we was to find ourselves like some sheep, we can charge this up. We can now start to shoot this. Now, I'm just waiting for that to go away so you can see what it's like. Hold on, I keep missing. Let's try it again. There we go. As you can see there, it's going to do damage to them. Now, you can add special abilities to these, by the way, which is super, super awesome. Let's see how good it's going to be against the husk, shall we? Let's try it. Okay, so there's 1 shot, 2. Let's try it again. And 3. Now, there is a leveling system. This one is only level 1. You can make this go a lot higher. This currently doesn't have any glyphs on it. Now, since some of you like to mess around with this stuff in creative, there is 2 creative items. We have the Arcane Altar, which is just the creative version of this. And we also have the creative version of the Mana Harvester. This generates enormous amounts of mana. So if we place this down and pick this up and connect these, for example, we'll get a lot of mana quite quickly. We'll place this one down. So you notice if I tap on this, nothing happens. Meanwhile, as you can see how fast that mana is going up, by the way, if we tap on this one, you can then get yourself any designated staff. So let's say you wanted to test level 3 with, I don't know, the tornado. As you can see, we have the glyph slots. Acceleration, alleviate, and intensify. This is cast time, mana cost. I'm going to have that low and damage increased. It's automatically going to conjure them up for you, which means you're able to test them all. Hold on, I need to charge this one more time. There you go. He's absolutely obliterated there. Let's try it against him. Oof, quite strong. Well, not super strong. But because we have these abilities on, such as... Oh, it's going straight for him. Because we have these abilities on, it means that the charge time is obviously going to be a lot quicker for me. I'm not having to wait for the cooldown. So honestly, I absolutely love this add-on. They nailed it. They did such a good job with this. Sorry that I'm actually killing everything. But yeah, that's the best way to do the creative experience. Let's say you're now bored of checking this out, right? You now want to move on to something a little bit different, and we'll go a little bit more extravagant here. What we'll do is we'll go with Earth 3. We're then going to find a rock sling spell. We're going to have cast time reduced, but also more increased damage. This is now combined together. We'll have a brief test of this. Oh, this one's going to be quite strong. Let's see. Oh, that's insanely fast. Let's try it on the golem then. And they will target you. Sometimes they think these kind of blocks are just entities. They might well be, but he's not letting it up. A couple more times here. One more time. One more time, Echo. He's dead. I was super, super impressed with how this works. So I only showed you a level 1 staff. I will show you guys how to upgrade it, but I'll also show you a bunch of the abilities. Now, I want to show you guys how to make the armor. It's pointless us being magical and a wizard without any custom armor. Now, this all starts with cloth, which has to be infused. This is done using string, poppy, dandelion, cornflower, then tap on this. And the outcome is going to be a piece of cloth. Inside of here, you can now see all of the available recipes. I don't need to show you guys how to craft these, but I will show you what each and every single bit of armor looks like. The first one we have here is going to be the dark one. So if you wanted to be a dark wizard, you can. And I think the creators actually outlined that these could potentially be dyed as well. So that's pretty nice touch. Again, you could do factions with these. I hope they add more armor in the future. The next one here is going to be the skull wizard. And I probably should grab a staff real quick. I've showed you guys this one a bunch of times. This is the one, the first one we had, as you can see right there. But this one has glyphs on. What I will say, I couldn't technically figure out how to get the glyphs on in survival. I got these from the creative side of things. But this is one of them available. I'll show you guys the next one, which I think is full-on wizard. This is probably the one that I would typically wear, honestly. I think it looks the coolest. Look how cool this is. How cool this is. You can just about see my eyes there, so that's super cool. He wouldn't be rocking this. I feel like he would go more... Oops, like a frost one, maybe? Like a frost version? Oh, I don't know what... Oh, it did freeze. Hold on, let's try this over here. Oh, it's like an automatic attack on this one, but also kills them as well. I think for the sake of today's video, I'm going to keep this on. But let me show you guys how the upgrading system works. So first off, you're going to need a special kind of essence, which I think is inside of magical items. It's the Pentacore Essence. It is infused with amethyst shards, magma, glow, wind, slime, and skulk. So you do need to have more of these on this occasion. Tap on this and it should fuse together. It has. We now need to use this combined with, I think it's your staff. I think it's the second level. So for the time being, we'll get rid of this. We're going to upgrade our level 1 to level 2. Now we need to get rid of a couple of tables here. We'll get rid of those two. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 and fuse it with this. That should now be upgraded to level 2, which if you want to learn about the whole upgrading system, I think it's inside of the staffs section, maybe. Let me just kind of figure out where on earth this details are. Maybe it's in the crafting side, modifying spell, staff making, maybe, I don't know. It's somewhere inside of here. Basically, they just do more damage, and I believe it changes the speed as well. Combined with the other abilities. As of right now, this doesn't have anything on it. But let's go ahead and upgrade it again, because this is where you're going to need the level 2 one, but you're going to need these other items as well, which is coal, honey, and then the essence one more time with this. It's now been combined to the highest level. This is classed as a sun staff. I hope you guys are with me. This is the best I could teach you with the limited understanding I had of this add-on. Like I said, I don't think this book does a very good job in explaining it to you, and they would definitely benefit from a wiki page. So I would like to show you all of the possible abilities here. With the fire-related ones, there is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but there's so many different combinations. I would be here forever showing you. So we obviously have the fireball one, which we'll start with this. I've already showed you guys this one a bunch. This is the pyro one. As you can see here, they've got different kinds of glyphs on. And obviously some require different kinds of manas, cast time. Some of them are reduced as well. But this one's really, really strong in attack here. So we'll do this one more time. Boom. One more time. There, he's dead. We have the firebolt. We'll try this one. Oh, I missed that. Can I hold this one down? I can. That one can be held down. Can they all be held down? No, this one's more of a charge. Oh, but on impact, that was a very big explosion. Maybe the longer I hold it, the bigger the explosion. Definitely. This one is the tornado one, which you guys definitely did see before. One of my favorite ones to mess around with. Comets. Let's try it. Is it coming from outer space? We're about to find out. Let's place this down. Let's try this. Oh. Oh, okay. Let's try it again. It's doing damage to him. Okay, and then the last one is going to be fire aura. Yeah, so this is going to prevent anything from getting in your space or in your face. We'll try a pillager on this one. Yes, buddy. Come on. Yeah, you stand close to me, you go and die. And that's all of the fire-related ones. I had them at different levels. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. You could have the aura at 1. It's going to do reduced damage. You could have flame at 3, etc. It's going to do more damage. I did already show you the first one of these, but I seem to have lost it. So we'll move on to the next set, because this one has quite a few. As you can see, we do have the ice spike right against the pillager here. Okay. Try it again. Is that level 2, I believe? Can I, like, charge this one up? Let's see. Ah, there you go. So, yeah, you can keep this one coming. Which is nice to see. Let's try it against the golem. Try it against him. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Next one would be Frost Staff. Oh, hold on. Don't want him to get too close to me. Oh, this is the... Sorry, that was Ice Pillars. Sorry, this is Ice Wall. Oh, that's Ice Wall. Let's try this one again. That's the Pillars. This is the Frost Aura. Very similar to the Fire Aura. Try it again. Keeps them at bay. This is a healing one. But I'm out of mana right now, so I need to wait for my mana to go all the way up here. There you go. Now I can charge it. So I don't know if that's going to heal him, but I think it's player-based. Let's try that, actually. Yeah, so it's healing me up. And this is a heal area. I've got to heal myself up in a specific area like that. And honestly, that one's quite powerful. Let's go again with the Ice Wall, because I really like this. Bro is at bay. Oh, we missed him. One more. Yeah, he's dead now, finally. Next, we have the Storm Core Staff. This is going to be lightning. We then have tornado, wind, we have flash, and we also have upwind. All right, hold on. Let me try this one more time. Yeah, this one kind of gives you a leaping ability. I remember messing around with this one before. Really good to get out of tricky situations. And the flash one. Oh, was not expecting that. Hold on. Oh, you can kind of dash with that one, too. This is where you would need a combination of a whole bunch of these, by the way. You'd obviously need the healing aura. Heal me. I think the other one's better at healing, though. I think this one is. So if you're on the edge, you could kind of switch your staffs. That's tornado. Let's try this one. Oh, okay. And then we have... Try this one. Oh, was not expecting that. I don't want to get too close to him. Yeet. I don't think so, buddy. Yes. I gotta try and keep these guys away from me, honestly. So we now have the Terra Core Staff and the Earthquake one. There's only 2 of these options, though. So let's try these. Oh, my days. Oh, that's insane. I think I showed you one like that before, right? I think we did. Dude, the Earthquake one is so cool. This has by far some of the coolest abilities in any Magic add-on, right? I honestly think it is. Oh my days. That Earthquake is insane. And then the last ones we have access to. The Twilight. Let's try the Twilight Explosion real quick. Let's try the Light Arc. Oh. Yo, I gotta try this against an Iron Golem. I gotta see. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this one shreds. I think this is one of the hardest ones to obtain as well. I wish they had mana potions where you could kind of quickly regen your mana on certain circumstances. This one would need like the reduced mana cost though. And then the last one we have here, Moonbeam. I'm expecting this to be quite chaotic. Not super accurate, but really, really awesome. I was so impressed with all of these guys. There's just so many different combinations. I'll be here forever showing you guys. One more thing I do want to say is there is a few like cosmetic items you can place down. A cauldron, a jar, which I don't think does anything. Chandelier and a candelabra. Can all be placed down, can be interacted with. Well, honestly, this is... I gotta take this up real quick. This is certainly in contention for one of, if not the best Magic add-on out there. It just depends on what kind of system you like. If you like the grindy system to earn everything, or if you like the simplified system. So with that being said, I hope today's video has helped you out. If you are interested, I would 100% recommend. I just hope that they make things a little bit easier to understand for everybody else.